Welcome back to the Westmoreland Sports Network for another edition of Recruiting Thursday, brought to you by Sendell Volkswagen in Greensburg. We would love to meet you. Jack Ridenour here with you, and today we have the pleasure of being joined by current Belle Vernon area softball player and recent Mercyhurst softball commit, Ava Zubovic. Ava, first off, congrats on the recent commitment. How does it feel to kind of get this decision made and finish the recruiting process before the season officially starts?
Well, it was amazing. I mean, it just feels like a huge stress coming off my shoulders, and now I'm able to just go out there and play and spend my last senior year in high school with my best friends on the softball field.
Well, definitely a good job on you for getting that out of the way before the season starts, not having that kind of looming over your head. But what drew you to Mercyhurst? What was it about the school and the program that ultimately sold you?
Well, there were several key factors, but they have a very strong business school, and that's kind of what I wanted to major in. And I was also able to develop like a very strong relationship with Coach Baker and the players with the short time period that I was on campus with them. And the campus is absolutely beautiful, and it's like the location of the campus is perfect for what I like to do. I love being outside and going outdoors, and yeah, it just kind of felt like home.
Well, yeah, I've never been to Mercyhurst, but I hear that the views are absolutely gorgeous and the campus is breathtaking. So that seems to be the consistent theme there. But what were some other schools and other programs that were recruiting you along the way and that were interested in you and you were also interested in?
The biggest competitor with Mercyhurst is probably Gannon. They were continually recruiting me throughout my summer, and yeah, I really like their team. The older Steel City Athletics team, which is what I play for, like 7 of their players now play for Gannon, and they had nothing but good things to say about them. So,
well, good job on you for kind of filing it down between two and making that decision. Was that a hard decision for you to make between those two?
After I got on campus at Mercyhurst, it was a no-brainer. Like, that's where I wanted to be.
Well, when did you decide to, maybe push softball past high school and play it in college? When did that kind of light bulb go off for you and you said, I want to play this for another 4 years after high school?
Playing softball in college has been a dream of mine since I started playing softball when I was 6. Like, I've been watching college softball since I was 6, and I've just wanted to be one of them. So that's been my dream since a little kid.
Well, I know that you've got a great role model to follow in your older brother, Blake, currently plays on the Pitt football team. And obviously, I'm sure he probably has a wealth of knowledge about this whole recruiting process thing. How influential was he during this whole process, and what kind of advice did he share with you?
He's just my role model. I mean, he would tell me to just keep pushing and just keep contacting them. Football and softball is very different with the recruiting process, but like football they come to you. With softball, you have to go to them sometimes. So, but for the most part, he really helped me with sending the emails and what coaches want to hear and like how to talk to coaches, like the eye contact and stuff like that when you're with them, and just little things that coaches notice.
Well, it was very important for you to obviously be proactive during your recruitment. Like you said, two very different kind of processes with football and softball. Did it ever feel kind of maybe frustrating to you that you were constantly or more times than not reaching out and trying to get in touch with coaches as opposed to them coming to you?
It was, I guess a little bit frustrating, probably just more stressful because, I did obviously have the dream of playing college softball my whole life, and when they wouldn't respond, they don't respond sometimes, or you send emails and they don't, sound as interested. It is a little frustrating, but it all worked out.
Well, I tip my cap to you for staying with the process and staying the course, but I want to get into last year because I think we can both agree a very memorable season for yourself and for Belle Vernon softball. I mean, capturing 4A WPIAL championship, pretty nice way to finish out the season. But during the year, throughout the regular season, when did you and your team kind of feel like a championship run was possible? And, that's something that you guys could attain.
I mean, it started back in February when we started team lifts, and everybody knew, we were all there. We all had the same exact goal, and we all knew we were family together. It was not we were a team together, and we knew the only way we had a really good shot of making a good run for the WPIAL, and we all knew that and worked every day to get there.
Well, I know that it was quite the journey to get there, going through two very good teams in Elizabeth Ford and Montour, and I'll ask about that in a minute, but I want to get into the championship game because what a wild finish that was. You guys come out on top 8-7. You were actually instrumental in tying it not once but twice. Your sister had some incredible game-saving heroics at the end. I mean, just walk me through the final sequence of that play and kind of what you saw and just what was going through your mind when that was all happening real time.
I mean, it was crazy. On the last inning, there was 2 outs, and we were up by 3 or 4 runs, so we had some wiggle room, but Montour is very persistent, and they were not giving up, and they tied it back up, or they didn't tie it up, but they brought it up to 8-7, and it was so crazy. The only thing was going through my mind was kind of calm myself down and get this last out and work for my team, and that's what we did. We got the final out at home plate, and then it was the best moment in my entire softball career was that last out of the championship game, and our whole team just got to celebrate. It was awesome.
Well, I could tell just how you're describing it. Obviously, something that you probably think about quite often, and for good reason, obviously. I mean, a very memorable experience. And from what I read, I believe there was a big pool party at your house afterwards in celebration. So probably a very, very fun time for your team. But I want to get into your personal performance because, again, you were huge in that performance, tying the game not once but twice. What was your mindset just in general going into that game and just kind of the approaches that you had at the plate?
I mean, yeah, going into the game, I really had to think about what needed to be done because they were a very good team, and we just needed to hit the ball because they had a big offense, and they were all hitters, and they were going to hit the ball as well, so we had to match their offense. So going into the game, I just knew that it was going to be a hard-fought win if we came out on top, and my at-bats, I just kept thinking what my coach Matt at PBS always says. He says, find your zone and hold the ground and get your pitch. So that's what I did.
Well, I know one of the teams that you took down in Elizabeth Ford, a very good program, and obviously going up against them not once but twice during the regular season, playing them a third time, that's pretty tough to do. And obviously when you're trying to figure out each other and playing each other 3 different times, but what was maybe different in that third matchup with Elizabeth Ford in your team's approach that maybe wasn't present in those regular season matchups?
Yeah, so in the regular season matchups, obviously we lost both games, and then once we played them in the playoffs, we all knew that it was going to be obviously a super hard game. So we took film, we watched film, we studied the pitchers, we studied the hitters. We did so much homework on them to learn their swings, their pitches, their pitch sequences. So we were ready and prepared to play them.
Well, it's a fantastic approach, obviously, especially, I think that's something that, the film aspect of sports is kind of something people don't want to do, but it is such a huge, huge one-up if you take that time. So obviously something that was very beneficial for your group. But I know you guys were playing to win a championship last year, but also in honor of your head coach, Tom Rodriguez's late wife. What did it mean to your team to get that win for him? And what went into the decision also to dedicate the season to her?
I mean, Mr. Rod is an amazing coach. I mean, he's a great guy. And the loss of his wife, it did not just affect him. It affected the whole team because we are a family. So it affected the whole team. And we really wanted to, his whole life is softball. He loves softball so much. And we just wanted to bring him a title this year. And yeah, so we decided to dedicate the season to him and his wife.
Well, what's it been like playing for a coach like Coach Rodriguez, somebody that's been around the game for a long time, has a plethora of knowledge about the game as well? I'm sure he's probably had a huge impact on your career also.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Mr. Rod, he knows his stuff. He's been around longer than anybody. People refer to him as a legend. Like, he knows what's going on, and he's helped me so much through this process. Like, he saw in me in freshman year something, and he stuck with it, and he's been working with me every day since, and he's just helped me become the player I am today.
Well, I'm sure he's very excited, as probably you are, for this upcoming softball season. And your whole team, obviously, the reigning 4A champions. So you come into the season, I would say, maybe with a target on your back, especially with teams like Elizabeth Ford and Montour wanting some revenge. How do you guys kind of repeat that same success and almost mirror that from last year into this year?
I mean, yeah, we don't. We just get in the locker room, in the weight room, on the field, in the cage, and we work. We work every day until we keep getting better. Because yes, we won the WIPUL last year, but that doesn't mean anything for this year. Like we have to stay humble and just put our heads down and work and try to achieve the same thing.
Well, obviously, a little bit of time before the season starts, but it's always plenty of time to get in a lot of extra work like I know you guys are. But Ava, it's been great to have you on. Before we let you run, want to just hear from you. I know you've got one more year of high school, but college is right around the corner. What are you most looking forward to when you head off to Mercyhurst? You move out, you go to college, you move away. Doesn't have to be softball related, can be anything. So what are you just excited for in that next chapter of your life?
Well, obviously, I'm excited to go play softball there, but Mercyhurst, or that Erie area, they have really good fishing, and I love going outside and going fishing, so I'm really excited for that, and I'm just excited to be with the team and meet new people and make new friends and have these cool experiences.
Well, you'll quickly find it's the 4 best years of your life. So obviously you're not there yet, but you're going to be there very soon. And again, thanks so much for stopping by. Again, congratulations on the commitment and good luck this upcoming year.
Thank you so much.
That's Mercyhurst softball commit Ava Zubovic. As always, thanks for joining us for another edition of Recruiting Thursday, presented to you by Sendell Volkswagen in Greensburg. We would love to meet you. Make sure you check out our other Recruiting Thursday features that are on our YouTube channel. And as always, this is Jack Ridenour signing off, never saying a goodbye, just to see you later, right here and only on the Westmoreland Sports Network.